Okay, so we are live. Kimmy Walker here. Hi, everybody. So Kimmy Walker here, host of the Early Accountability Podcast and the Early Accountability Agency. So, in the spirit of early accountability and fresh starts and pivoting or pushing, we are here for the back to school edition. And so, I am here with a few stakeholders in the education realm, and we are coming to you back to school telling people what they need to do to prepare for a very successful school year, whether it's that you are an educator, you have students. We are just here to talk about everything education and how to have a great and successful 2025-26 school year. So I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. Well, I'll start first. So I'm Kimmy Walker. I am a school psychologist. I am the host of the Early Accountability Podcast, and I also am the owner of the Early Accountability Agency, where we help turn visionaries into victors. Right. So we help people do things, get started, get out there, and be visible while doing it. So I brought some other people with me along on this journey, and I'm going to let everyone else introduce themselves. We'll go Carl, Holly, Michelle, Rashida.
Ladies first, as
Oh, I'm
always.
sorry, Carl last. So
I'm a
Holly,
gentleman.
Michelle, Rashida, then Carl. Oh, and Dr. Pat, Dr. Patricia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Holly Reed Tootle of the Master Playbook, and we are a financial education company, right? And so our mission is to empower the next generation to master money. That means your kids, and also to empower parents just like you to give your kids the financial head start that they deserve. So I'm just excited to be in this conversation, and I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Patricia Franklin.
Thank you, Holly. And it's good to see everyone. I'm Dr. Patricia Franklin, founder of the NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy. And my logo today is asking you to write cursive now because the question is, can you write cursive? This year, after 30 years almost, so many of our young people in the schools are just now beginning to learn how to write cursive. And we at
Mm-hmm.
the NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy believe that that's going to be a foreign language for too many people. And I want to challenge you. If you don't know how to write cursive, if your children don't know how to write cursive, and you here in America don't let AI know more than you do, come on, learn how to write cursive with us at the NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy. We have monthly courses. We're online. We have opportunities to come out to your school. So if you know people who have not yet learned to write cursive, we don't care what age you are, whether you're preschool, elementary school, middle, high school, and college, you need to know cursive. In one day, we can get your signature for you. In a month, we can get you fluent in cursive writing and understanding the script. And then we'll take you on to the next level, which is career exploration. We at the NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy believe that everyone has a purpose and you have opportunities. Come join us. Thank you. Next.
I love that, Dr. Patricia. My name is Michelle Blue, and I'm the leader of Next YE Development. And as Dr. Patricia said, we see how AI has been integrated into our lives and how it's going to constantly continue to grow and push into other sectors. And so our mission is to prepare people, all people with different backgrounds, for the future of work. And we do that through our entrepreneurial and our career readiness programs, working primarily with the New York City Department of Education, as well as other entrepreneurial ecosystems. So people who have a stake, who are stakeholders and are committed to this entrepreneurial development, knowing that that is one of the keys to success, whether you're in a career or starting your own business. Having those tools and the entrepreneurial mindset is going to push us all to think critically, to be able to problem solve, to navigate uncertainty. And so our entrepreneurship and career readiness programs do just that. And again, preparing people for the future of work, because it's changing, and it's changing super fast for us all.
All right, I guess I'm up next. Hi, everyone. Rashida Frazier here of Empowering Greatness, Inc., also known as the Blue Braided Business Strategist. And I do a multitude of things, but for the context of what we're talking about here, one of the biggest things that I have seen around education is the lack thereof around entrepreneurship, around business ownership, around same like Michelle, proper career advancement to the next level. And so one of the things that we do with Empowering Greatness when we're not working with corporate and government sectors is we're educating students on their next level of growth. What does life look like post high school? What does it look like post college? How are you gearing yourself for what that looks like as early as middle school, and giving these children the tools that they need, and also helping educators to see how they can create spaces and pathways for students to be able to look at alternative methods of entrepreneurship as a career, as well as alternative methods of career tracks and advancement. And last but not least, the Carl Gray III.
Is it my turn for real?
It's
Everybody
your
has a
turn for real.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. I am the Carl Gray III. I don't know why I put that. Founder and CEO of Raising Founders Youth Entrepreneurship Incubator. We help young people ages 12 to 20 to start, launch, and grow their businesses so they do not waste their youth being young. I am of the belief that there is no problem in our community that does not have an entrepreneurial solution. And when we begin to empower the young people, we're planting the seeds that will solve the problems, not just for now, not just for later, but also for now. So right now, I'm here with these incredible women. I'm the only dude here. That's cool. I guess it's like a real school, right? Where it's mostly women and one guy. But yeah, we're all a part of a WHAM group, weekly accountability group, where in the TSP mastermind, we have discussions, keep each other accountable, and we're all building businesses that help to shape the next generation. And we thought, why keep this conversation to ourselves? Let's go live. Let's talk to the people. Let them hear what we're building. This is very, very impromptu. We literally decided to do this about 5 minutes ago, and everybody has a meeting at 1 o'clock. So we said we're just going to go live and begin to talk. And we've heard what everybody says, but I have a question, right? School is about to start. I really just figured that out because I don't have any children. Like, oh yeah, school really is about like some
And
kids
it
are
has
already.
started in some places. Yeah,
We're already there.
in Atlanta, Georgia.
So yeah, most of my school clients are up here in the DMV, and so they're starting over the next couple of weeks. But my question is, oh wait, how'd you know? My question to all of you all, and you can either speak to the parents or speak to the educators. What's one major thing that you think that schools should be focusing on that they might not be? Either whether it's the parents teaching the young people or the schools implementing it right now.
So I can kick that off. So definitely financial literacy, money management, right? So just as we focused our kids' attention on reading, writing, arithmetic, just like they're learning their ABCs, they should be counting that money and learning how to manage money early, right? So this is just one of those topics where it's not consistently taught in our school systems. And yes, we have come a long way. There are many states who are now mandating that our kids take a personal finance class before they graduate from high school. But high school is too late, right? We need to start having these conversations, sparking these money conversations with them earlier. And that is why the Master Playbook exists. So we work with kids of all ages, but our target market is ages 10 to 18, right? Because at 10, they have some math skills. We can start talking to them, sharing with them about compound interest, but doing some money arithmetic that they are going to be using for the rest of their lives, because money is a life skill. It's one of those things that if they skim over it, you could be setting your kids up for a life of struggle. But if you really are intentional and focused on helping them develop the right healthy money habits early on, it can set them up for, financial success. So definitely financial literacy, which is where we focus. And so who else would like to answer this question?
I can definitely jump in on this one. For me, where I sit in the lens, financial literacy is definitely top tier, top three, right? Definitely top three. But for me, it really is like my focus area, and I see it because they'll take a financial literacy class faster in these school systems than they will a class on entrepreneurship, than they will on a class around career readiness. And not just the traditional career readiness, because 9 times out of 10, what is happening is that, you know, they'll say, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or what are your aspirations? Or you go into these college readiness courses and they're like, okay, what are you interested in? But nobody's really preparing them for what that really looks like based off of what the economy is looking like now. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to take a liberal arts class, a liberal arts degree when I get into college. How is that going to make you money? Right? What does that really look like? Nobody talks about business ownership, entrepreneurship, the way that they need to as a viable pathway. Because when you look at what's happening now in the job market, the stats, the numbers, you've got so many people getting laid off across the entire nation. What does that mean for our children? But what you do see that is allowing people to sustain is ideas and businesses that are growing and flourishing that are actually helping to give back to smaller communities, bigger communities, and the entire economic ecosystem, that our children should be able to say, I can be in on that train, but because lack of experience, lack of knowledge, the schools are not equipped to really do that. And I think they really need to bring in more people like us, the 6 of us who are here, to really talk about all the different pieces of what makes that flow and grow. So that's
and I'm glad you said that, Rashida, because one of the things that popped up as you were talking was just schools need to teach our kids how to think. And
yes.
To me, that's where entrepreneurship comes in, right?
Exactly.
That's why I love what you do, what Michelle, what Carl is doing, because entrepreneurship is not just about a side hustle, building some business on the side. It's really answering the question, what problems are you equipped to solve? What problems do you see at your age from your perspective? There's so much new technology, so much new innovation going on that half the careers that we were aspiring to as young people don't even make sense anymore. And what these future generations, these jobs don't even exist yet. They won't exist until our kids create them, right? And start problem solving for them. And so when you teach them about entrepreneurship, when you teach them about solving a problem, closing the gap where it exists, that's where I think entrepreneurship really becomes valuable, because it teaches them to think, teaches them how to solve a problem.
Now, real quick, and I know we're talking about future proofing and things of that nature, but I want to hear from Dr. Patricia, because she's talking about cursive, right?
Yep.
And some people think that's outdated. Some people think that's old. Can you talk a little bit as to why cursive is actually relevant now? And we're going to try to keep the responses to like 60 to 90 seconds, because, you know, everybody got a 1 o'clock meeting. But Dr. Patricia, can you please jump in and talk to us about why cursive matters even now?
Cursive matters now because it has mattered in the past, and whatever has happened in the past is coming back around. We know the world is cyclical, and we know that there are things that have been written in cursive, that are being written in cursive, and people who cannot read it and interpret it and understand what it says are being eliminated. Just the past election year, we had thousands, not hundreds, thousands of students and young people who lost voting opportunities because they couldn't sign, couldn't read, couldn't identify cursive writing. They lost a voting opportunity. They were not able to be citizens in their own country. Now, we all call our children scholars, and I say that this because as a scholar, that means a person has, from Timbuktu to today, scholarship means not only does one read a book, but you read, you understand, and then you give back to your community. And that is what we have to focus on. As we in the NIA Academy for Careers in Literacy believe, every person has a purpose. We need to find, as Holly has said, lifetime literacy, how you think about who you are and what you are. And when you understand that everybody has a purpose, then we need to identify families, schools, communities, how to make sure everyone feels useful, everyone feels valued, And every first person has an opportunity to use their skills, their interest for today's life and moving forward. So that's why cursive is important. Cursive is coming back because we know what you write, you remember. If you write it in cursive, it's fluid, it flows with you, it stays with you. And when people are able to have ideas that stay with them for a lifetime, that value is just unmeasurable. Thank you. And
Wow.
I'm going to have to
You
go
know,
because I got a class.
Dr. Patricia, I'm
Well, do
so
well,
glad you
do
said
well.
that.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you got to do your mic drop, Dr. Pat.
That was so good because I actually personally didn't even realize why it was so important, right? So I think that was important to hear. And I think because we have all of like the new technology and these new advancements that we have forgotten so much of the foundational things
Right.
that our students need, right? That
Yeah.
people just need. And I think that's really important for us to integrate. Even I know in a lot of our programs, we do a lot more hands-on projects and activities with the students so that they have like tactile experiences because like Dr. Patricia is saying, like when you have the tactile experiences, when it's written, you actually remember it more and it
Yeah.
connects. And I think that's
Yeah.
super important and something that's lost when everything is on computers and tablets or virtual, right? We do a lot of teamwork, a lot of engagement. Again, just little things like having students to write on sticky notes and place it on the board or have conversations with one another. So I think that's so important. That's something that, I try to bring like a lot of the old school antiquated ways of teaching back into the classroom because I think that's what's going to make a world of difference and preparing students again for the future through our entrepreneurship and career readiness program. So I love your perspective on that, Dr. Pat. That was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I agree. I think sometimes when we begin to like modernize, for lack of a better term, we forget the value of some things that are already in place. I'm often on Freddie Taylor. He does his Sunday dinners, and a lot of the people in there are older than me, and hearing their perspective and the things that they have done that a lot of young people don't understand. Like we do things in an automated way, so the value of hard work isn't always seen, right? So it's like yeah, just because we're using AI doesn't mean you don't have to put forth effort anymore. Or like in reading, they stopped doing phonics because they were doing because they were like, oh, well, the English language is complicated. Like, no, you still got to learn. There's certain things that are timeless, and I think as we modernize and as we grow things, we have to make sure that number one, we're reaching back and understanding what worked and why it works. So as we're moving forward, we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, for lack of a better term. Like, well, we automating everything, but they still need to have some tactile abilities. Like even with what we do in the Young Entrepreneurship Program, a lot of what we have them do is talk face to face, right?
Yes.
They can text and like, hey, you actually got to get up and talk to people. Have them feel your energy, have them feel, hear your voice, be able to respond to them, instead of just saying, well, I can just type it up and I'll just go live. Some of them don't even want to go live. You know what I'm saying? People be scared to go live, or they barely post something. I'm like, y'all kids, y'all should want to do everything because all y'all have the phone in your hand anyway. But no, they just want to watch. And so, being able to flip that. So I got another question, and this one's gonna be a little bit controversial, okay?
Don't get too spicy, Carl.
I'm gonna have to. I do what I do.
Get spicy, Carl. Get spicy, Carl.
In 2025, right? If you had a child that was graduating as a senior, which would you rather them have? A high GPA or profitable business?
I can answer that because I have a senior and he is graduating. He is going into his senior year right now. We are prepping all the college stuff. We are doing all of those things. This dude has a 4-point plus GPA. He is in every AP and honors classes that you can think of. He is also taking college courses. So he will also be graduating with damn near close to an associate's degree once he graduates in June.
Brag on him, Rashida. Brag on him.
And we are currently starting his business. So while all of those accolades mean everything, I know he's going to get into an amazing college, I also understand the importance of him starting his business, and him and I started to have those conversations over the summer, and we have been brainstorming, and I'm basically putting him through the same process that I do with the kids at school, and we're developing his business now because we realize that at the end of the day, you can get the high school diploma. Yes, go to college and get the higher education and learning. We're not taking that out of the play box, but you want to have a plan B, C, D, E, and F. And entrepreneurship is a way for you to be able to get into that, own a business, be able to start generating revenues while you're still in college, still learning, still doing these things. So for me, it is hyper important. And it's not controversial. It's something that should happen. You should be raising these kids like that. They need to be here and here. It's got to match.
But Rashida,
yes,
the question is
we got to choose.
You got what if he was walking around with a 1.7?
So
if he was walking around, let me tell you, if he was walking around real quick, if he was walking around with a 1.7, but he had a master genius mind, because you got to remember, school is not an indicator of the success of who a child is. And sometimes, you have to pull the genius out. And the school system that he may be in may not be the one to pull it out. And that's okay. But if you can teach a child and he can grasp those concepts and be able to grow that business and make money, I say go for the entrepreneurship, and you can. And he might learn better through that avenue.
This morning, when I was at the gym, one of the reasons why I forgot about our WHAM and was super late to it, but I was listening to Myron Golden, and he was talking about like thinking big. Like our biggest issue is that we think too small, and we need to be around other people who are thinking on another level. So it's not that we can't hit it; it's that we don't even see the possibility. We limit ourselves. But he said when he was like in high school, he sat down with his counselor, and his counselor spoke to him and told him what his future was going to be. And he said he had a super low GPA, and I think his counselor said, like, you don't have any options, like this is a path to jail or something, whatever, right? And so completely demoralized him only because the number didn't reflect success or what, again, what school tells you is the path to success. And obviously we know Myron Golden as the thought leader that he is, has grown multiple businesses, talking about making $80,000 in a day, right? But was his GPA an indicator of his success? No, not necessarily. But what we're saying is, I would prefer you to have the entrepreneurial skills of problem solving, of communicating, of the leadership, right? Being able to, again, navigate uncertainty and failures. Because I think hard coding that into your system is way more important and beneficial than having a GPA. And that's what we stand on, what I'm standing on. So
I love it. And one of the things we haven't really talked about is Kimmy's specialty, right? So, creating the strong mindset, the resilience in our kids. So while they may have the knowledge, do they have the emotional intelligence, handle what is, what their future holds? So Kimmy, you want to share just a little bit more about what you bring to the table?
Well, I do a lot of things. So, I'm a school psychologist, so I primarily work pre-K through 12, but I also do early childhood as well. And so what I do in the school setting is identification for special education services, or if for early childhood, I do services for early intervention, birth to 3 services. And so early starts are very important. And that's something that's important for families to know, regardless of the age of your child, even if they're an adult, the importance of affirming students in our differences and our abilities. So you could be low in reading, but there's still a lot of other values and a lot of other things that you do well. So even when we're working on students or our families, our kids, what have you, with their weaknesses, I think it's always important to point out some of their strengths and things that they're good at too. And as you all are talking about, nurturing those in more applied skills. So that's why entrepreneurship is great. There's math in that, there's reading in that, but it's an applied application of those academic skills, which is what we want students to be able to do. It's one thing if you can do a test, but do you know how much change you should get back if you go to the store, if you were using cash, right? Those are those real world skills. So.
Yeah, this has been fantastic.
This was amazing.
Yeah.
I
So I
know,
hope
right?
those who were able to join us live got something out of it. You've been introduced to some experts that you guys can call us on. Please reach out. We are a resource to you, to the
Everybody,
students, to the families that you serve. And we look forward to doing maybe more of these in the future.
yeah.
Yes.
You all, everybody, real quick, tell people where they can find out more about you, where they can follow you, where you're at on the web.
Rashida?
So I've got to jump, but you can find me on LinkedIn, Rashida Frazier, right there. That's probably your best bet in connecting with me, as well as right here on Facebook, Rashida Frazier. You can DM me and or hit me up in the comments of this after it records and posts. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So I'm Carl Gray. You can find me. I'm at raising_founders pretty much everywhere. You really want to experience what we do, you can start with our playbook. We have a $27 playbook that teaches your child how to make their first $1,000. If you go to www.raisingfounders.net/playbook, that's www.raisingfounders.net/playbook, you can get started. You'll see exactly what it takes for them to make their first $1,000. We also have a weekly coaching program where we help them to start, launch, and grow, build out all the websites, all the stuff that adults need, we build for them. So yeah, that's what we do. Holler at me.
Mhm.
You
Holly?
can find me across all platforms at the Master Playbook. And if you are interested in what are the money conversations that would spark, that you should be sparking with your kids, just go to the masterplaybook.com, follow us, and it's available in our bio for free. So a great resource to spark those money conversations. But I look forward to connecting with some of you.
Yes, I look forward to sharing more resources. So this was prompted for me to actually share more of the thought leadership on on the future of work. So this was a great push. Thank you to my WHAM community. So if you want to find more information on how to prepare your students, prepare yourself in your organizations, you can do that through my personal socials on LinkedIn, Michelle Blue, and then the Michelle Blue on Instagram. And I'll also be sharing more content on the future of work through my podcast. So stay tuned for that, but look forward to staying connected with you all.
All right, this is dope. So look, y'all, if
Dr.
y'all want to do
Patricia,
more of
where
this,
can people find you?
comment yes. Let us know.
And I had to come back because this was that good. And I missed my time, so I am in a planning period here. So I had time to come back and tell y'all that you want to come back to see us and learn how to write cursive now, or start looking at the careers and networking at the NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy. Just Google NIA Academy for Careers and Literacy, or hashtag write cursive now, and you will find us. But get ready, because we are looking forward to professional development for teachers. We have parent courses for Write Cursive Now, and we're going to get everybody ready for career diving to change with the world as it changes, because we want everybody to be ready. Have a good night, good day, and see you soon.
And thank you to everybody for tuning in. Well, this is what early accountability is about. We got to get people out there. We got to get people visible, and we have to make sure that the people know the information in a variety of domains of wellness, which is what I'm all into. So education is definitely important, and definitely goes into our whole intellectual wellness and career as well too. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. I'm sure this is the first time, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last time. And wishing everybody a great 2025-2026 school year, a great start, and a great pivot to a successful year. Until next time, y'all.
Deuces.
Thank you. So long.